Hi, Kevin Ledoux, the Pragmatic Luther again. I was reading comments in some of the other videos I've done, and one person commented regarding acoustic bass guitars that they have done all sorts of searching for information about design and construction and so on, and had found nothing. And it's been my experience as well. There doesn't seem to be anything out there about acoustic bass guitar design. So um, I won't claim any particular expertise or virtuosity at this, but I have to date done 6 of them. And I thought, I'm doing another one right now. So I thought, why don't you put some videos together, maybe make a series out of it, and just show folks what you're doing. And then you can take over with comments and debate back and forth from there. And maybe some of you will have some suggestions for me too, because as I said, I'm going to tout no virtuosity on this one. Um, I can tell you that the bass guitars I've done in the past I've been quite happy with, and I've done them in a couple of different interior bracing styles. I don't believe that's been anything that makes a huge amount of difference. Most of them have been X-brace, and I think those work out best. But some of you, I'm sure, will have some other and possibly much better ideas. At any rate, this came about because just in the last few days, I did a video showing different tops, and I showed this butternut top and mentioned that this is for an acoustic bass. So I'm going to try, as I do these videos, explain what my theory is or what my thinking is behind my actions and my behavior. So this is a butternut top. I'll reiterate this from the previous video. This butternut was owned by the client that's buying the guitar. It was a tree that fell over in his yard several years ago, and so that's how we came to settling on butternut for this. It was just something that he really wanted. And I thought that it has potential. When I started to rap on it and listen to what it had to offer, I thought this would be a good idea. And especially because the response I get when I rap on this, it's a low response, and it has a bit of a thumpy quality that I think maybe would be desirable in this instrument. If I was going to try and make a bright, shiny OM size 6-string out of this, probably not so much. Anyway, inside the top, here's my theory part. I've opened up the X brace quite a bit. I don't recall what that angle is, but I've opened it up to quite a wide angle to try and loosen the top or keep it loose so that we'll get plenty of opportunity for low frequency oscillation in there. And as I progress through this, I'll show you more. I do have the back and rim set up. Here's the butternut back, and see if I can show you this now. If you look at these closely, the back and the top match because they were cut from the same billet. It's kind of a nice little addition to this whole thing. So this body is 17.5 inches wide, and it's about 20 inches long. Depth here, I think I'm going to be, by the time I'm done, 4 7/8 inches deep. I think I'm 3 3/4 right here. And inside, here's my notion on bracing the back. Now, part of my notion here using this X brace was to try and keep a nice dome in the back, which, by the way, is 25 feet, 25-foot radius. I want to keep a nice consistent dome in that, as opposed to a ladder bracing, which works well, but sometimes after the guitar settles in, you don't necessarily see it, but you can feel just an ever so slight amount of kind of peak and valley there, rippling, if you will. I don't think it really even shows, but it's there. So I wanted to try and take that out of it. But I'm also thinking that I want this back to really be pretty stiff, because I want the air to compress against it and bounce back very quickly. I don't want the back to take up too much, to be too springy. So that's my thinking behind it. And I don't know, it's interesting. before the back was glued down, you get one tone out of it. It's a suggestion as to where you're going to be, but when you get it glued in, it's amazing how it becomes much more pronounced, and it actually starts to take on some nice character. So anyway, there's where we are. For what it's worth, the neck in this thing is going to be a combination of maple, hard maple, and walnut to match this inlay strip here. And this will be bound in maple. The customer really likes the idea of a maple binding. So there you have it. I'll continue on as I complete this thing, and that may take a while, but we'll get there. So if you have comments, suggestions, ideas, please put them under the video and put a like on it if you would. I'd sure appreciate that. And thanks for watching.